You gotta see it. You gotta see yourself as more than a conqueror. You gotta see yourself as the head and not the tail. You gotta see yourself as a victor, not a victim. Don't be bitter, be better. You gotta see yourself as empowered, as healed, as whole. You gotta see yourself as prosperous. You gotta see yourself as more than a conqueror. You gotta speak love and life to yourself. You gotta see it. You gotta decree it. You gotta be it. It's time to grow. It's time to evolve. It's time to become the absolute best version of yourself. You deserve that. You've earned that. You've cried enough tears. You've lost enough sweat on the battlefield. It's time. It's time. See it. Decree it. Be it. Let's grow.
Great morning, wonderful people. Thank you for joining me this beautiful morning on the See It, Decree It, Be It podcast. I am your girl, Chanel, your host, and today we are diving into the See It part of our tagline, See It, Decree It, Be It. For me, it is more than a tagline. It really and truly is the model for life. See It refers to seeing yourself as the empowered version of yourself. Decree it represents speaking love and life to yourself. And be it is about, again, your identity and being the empowered person you envision. So today, I really wanted to tap into, give you, a little insight as to why.
Today's episode is sponsored by End Child Molestation, Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to combat child sexual abuse through education and empowerment.
I named it See It, Decree It, Be It, and, how the tagline came about and really what it represents so that you know more about who I am and what I stand for. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a 50 years young woman, and I dropped out of high school in the ninth grade. For 27 years, almost 28 years, I guess, um, I was a high school dropout. I wore that label and I saw myself as a failure. I saw myself as a loser. I had accomplished some things in life, but still my self-perception was distorted. And what I've learned in this 50 years of living is self-perception is truly the lens through which you see yourself and the world, and really is the foundation for every decision you make, every relationship you have, and all of that. Everything is connected to how you see yourself. So if your self-perception is off, you can't love yourself properly. If your self-view is off, if the way you see yourself is off, it's going to affect everything outside of yourself. And so this is why I feel it's important to tackle this subject. I know we're hearing a lot about self-love, but self-perception is the foundation of self-love. So I just wanted to tap into that because that is ultimately really one of the things that I credit for changing my life, changing the way I make decisions, because it all starts with how I see myself. When you see yourself in a certain way, certain things you will avoid, certain things, certain situations you will avoid. And so it's really important to tap into how we see ourselves. So today, again, let's get right into it. We often talk about self-love and self-perception, but why are they so vital? Let's break it down. When you appreciate your quirks, your differences, embrace your flaws, and recognize your uniqueness, you're practicing self-love. That is a form of self-love. It's like donning a suit of armor that empowers you to conquer doubt and fear. And I believe that self love is a positive self perception. You know, um, when you see yourself as a valued person, then you begin to make decisions that honor you. Then you begin to have relationships that honor you and honor who you are and what you represent. Only when you have a distorted view of who you are will you make bad decisions, and will you allow, will you dishonor yourself and allow other people to dishonor you. You have to have first a bad perception of yourself. And I believe that a lot of our upbringing, how we were raised, can have a lot to do with it. But still, we have to become resilient enough to know that those things may be contributing factors, but they're not determining factors. So you could have grown up in a house where you were never affirmed, where you were never told how great you are, or to keep going, or just told positive things. You may have grown up in a very negative environment. However, and so that may have played a role, but don't let that be an excuse to stay in that place. Don't let that lie identity become your identity. Don't let those negative experiences keep you stuck in a mindset that says you are less than, because it's all a lie. You are more than a conqueror. God says you are more than a conqueror. And that's based on according to how you were made, not how you were raised. And so I just wanted to take the time today to really remind you that you are more than a conqueror, that you are how you were made, wonderfully and fearfully made. You're not your circumstances, you are not your bad experiences. All of those things happen to you to simply teach you who you are, how powerful you are, and to really grow your identity in God, that you, again, are more than a conqueror. See, it also sets the tone for your entire life journey. It affirms your worthiness of love, success, and happiness. Think of it as sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind that says you are worth it. This message acts as your guiding star as you move through the pages of life. Because really, it's every page, every day is a page, in your book, and every season is a chapter. But how you start doesn't dictate how you end. You get to determine how you end, how your story ends. And I just wanted to say that to you today, that you are more powerful than you believe. I believe that every single person has an enormous amount of resiliency inside. They just need to tap into it, and really recognizing who you are is everything. So today, I want you to locate a mirror, because this is something that I do with people that I mentor. We recite what I call mirror mantras. I want you to locate a mirror right now. Locate a mirror. And I want you to look in the mirror as I say this to you. And you download this, and I want you to rehearse these words and say these words to yourself. I see a winner. I see a queen. a king if you're a man. I see someone who can do anything. There is no problem my God can't demolish. There is no goal that I can't accomplish. I have great vision. I'm grateful to see it. Peace, fulfillment, and joy, I decree it. This is my season. It's my time to prosper. I'm never defeated. I just repeat this mantra. I hope that blessed you in some way because it's true. You are more than a conqueror. And there is absolutely nothing that you cannot do when you see yourself as more than a conqueror.
Thank you for listening to See It, Decree It, Be It, the podcast, hosted by me, your girl, Chanel Swain. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve you, and I look forward to having conversations like this every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you Friday.